and widely and mostly followed software lifecycle model, which is called waterfall model, and this has been in industry for like more than 4 or 5 or 6 decades. So this is a like a linear model where everything is followed one after the other. First, the requirement analysis stage and the requirement gathering stage is done. So initially they initiate the project, they define the scope, they gather the requirements, document them, and once you get an approval for all the requirements, everything is done. And if you have all the business requirements, functional requirements in place, and everything is signed off, then you move on to the next stage of the model where the design aspect of the application takes place. So there the software architects along with the business heads, product owners and everyone, they'll sit and design the application, design the database and the models, how the data should be handled, what all the screens should be there and everything. Then they move on to the coding stage where they do the actual code. So once the coding part is done, then it will move to the testing phase where all the features are tested like we saw in the earlier slide, and then it is passed on to the, and then it is deployed, and the maintenance team comes into the picture to take care while the software is used, and if there are any defects arising after the software goes into the real-time existence. Okay? And the advantages of this model is it's easy to understand and easy to use because it's like one step after the other. So once BA work is complete, the design part comes into picture, then coding, then testing, then maintenance. So milestones are well understood. So they'll keep a deadline like when the requirement stage should be complete, and after that next 2 months will be design, and next 3 months will be coding, and next 3 months will be testing, and after that maintenance is an ongoing thing anyway. So good for management control. So you can plan the staff and track the progress like it is any linear model. You can just compare the dates with what is the effort going on and where are we at the current stage. If 70% of requirements are done and we have only very less time left, then we can say that the project is off the track. So works well when quality is more important than cost or schedule. So when you want to have more quality, and if you have a longer schedule, like if you can implement the project in 2 3 years also, if it doesn't matter for you, then you will go with this waterfall model. And this waterfall, the disadvantages of the waterfall model is all requirements must be known upfront. So only when the requirements are known and completely locked, then only we will be moving into the next design phase. So if there is any change in the requirement later on, it will be very hard to incorporate it in between the project. So the change control board will be there, but the timeline is based on the timeline is based on each individual stage of the project life cycle, how much days are allocated to each life cycle, each stage of the life cycle. If there are like 10 more requirements coming into picture, you have to push it like 10 days or 20 days depending on the complexity of the requirements. So the all requirements must be logged in. Deliverables created for each phase are considered frozen. So what if you are past one stage, then whatever is delivered there, it should be considered frozen and you cannot add anything to that. So can give a false impression of the progress. So yeah, these are all like disadvantages. You can read them. So I don't want to go much into the theoretical part here. So in current trend, most of the like 90% of the project just follow agile methodologies, agile scrum methodologies. I will concentrate more on explaining you about how that agile methodology works. So these are the advantages and disadvantages of a waterfall model. And coming to the next SDLC model, this is called V-shaped model. So here the requirement analysis starts, then high level design, then the detailed specifications. So the design part is coming after the analysis part, and then the detailed functional requirements are written, and then the coding part, then unit testing, which have to align with the detailed specifications, and integration testing where it has to align with the high level design, and operational testing where it has to align with the requirement analysis. Operational testing is nothing but when it is given to the actual users. So emphasize planning for verification and validation in early stages of product. Each deliverable must be testable. Project management can track progress by milestones, same thing like before. So this is also like a same same linear process where everything goes stage after stage. So does not easily handle concurrent events, does not handle iterations or phases. So I think in current days, no one is using this methodology. And like in my experience, I have never come across this. I worked only on waterfall and agile models till now. So you can just go through this slide, and if you have time, you can just